And good morning and afternoon to everybody out there that's going to join in with this stream. And here we are for the 6 hours of the Nürburgring. All the SRC guys. And qualifying has just got underway. Everyone just on their hour lap. So it gives us a good chance to see who we have running for our teams today in the first stint. So it looks like we have a good mixed cars out here. We have Raptor in the Corvette there. It will take me a while to remember who's racing for who. That is the RRE and VRC team there. In the Vets. The Vet's a good car around here. I do find the American muscle cars do seem really good around the Nürburgring. Good, not a word I normally use because it's so lame. But let's quickly flick to the front and see who will be our first flyer. And it is really hard to tell from the positionings on the grid here. And it does seem Raptor's coming out as if he is in first, but I'm pretty sure there are people further ahead on track than himself, and it looks like Mr. T was the first out of the pits. So he will be the first crossing that line. Meanwhile, let me just post the stream on the Discord link. Up to the final sector in the long straight. I haven't tried to even attempt it to try and memorise the names of the corners at this track. With 115 corners, I don't think I'd have a chance, so we'll just stick with the carousel. We know that one. Good afternoon, Patrick. Good afternoon, Kiki. You guys being... Well, I know Kiki for definite is in Europe, so he will be in the afternoons now. And yeah, you get good evening. Or should I say afternoon, morning, whatever time of the day it is. And just as Mr. T starts his flying lap, the first one across the line. And he will be followed by the Welsh Great 27. I wonder where he's from. The Welsh Great driving for the Austin Muff team with a very Mercedes-based livery there. Obviously sporting black cars matter. It's the full 24-hour version of the circuit with I'll say nearly 2/3 of the GP track thrown in for good measure. And we have TCR Dupe. I'm presuming that's how you say it, as Jays do get. He's part of the Speed Hunters. And Jaeger, who we got on stream, was his teammate last time. I wonder if that's the same this time. I'm sure we'll find out, as there will be extra drivers this time with the old 3 stints. And we have my good friend Randy Moore in 4th with the GTSV boys. Again in the Jag, the black and orange colour scheme, looking pretty aggressive there. And the victors last time out between himself and Kiki. Oh, so Jaeger is definitely running his stint 2 or stint 3, buddy. Look forward to seeing you on track later. And Raptor Race, as we've already mentioned, in the vet, absolutely flying around there, using all of the road and some. Remember, this will be important. It is only a 15-minute qualifying session, and with an 8-minute lap, that's 1 flying lap for everybody. And 1 mistake, and you could be starting at the back. But with 6 hours to make up for it, it is not the end of the world, but it depends how far the guys at the front get away. And we've got Ozumic. How would you say that? Well, it'll do me. I believe this is still the only Porsche on the grid for the Sota Sport guys. I know they'd have had a good, decent first stint last time, but not a great second stint. But I have got a whole brief history of these guys and this team and how they all started from 2 people and worked their way up to a contending Gran Turismo race team. And we have the Speed Hunters, who we briefly mentioned earlier as we breezed across. MFT Speed Hunter there in the Aston. Oh, listen to that V12. Sounding good through there. This is the MFT E team. And as there is a Speed Hunters team, that kind of makes it difficult when his name's Speed Hunter. So bear with me if I do actually class you as part of the Speed Hunters team occasionally during the 6 hours. But he has got himself a 1-second penalty, not what you want on your qualifying lap. So as we all know, round here, well, round any of the tracks in GT7, a 1-second penalty is the equivalent of at least 2 seconds. Oh, and we have the Ghost join us as well. Good morning, afternoon, buddy. Hope you're well. And we have CLR Speedy, the original organiser of this series, I believe. The Scotch Egg team there. Yes, I'm sure we'll have plenty more egg puns throughout the course of this stream. That's something for us to all get excited about. And we have Gemini. We know this guy's quick. Had a really good recovery stint in the second stint at Bathurst. And drove onto a podium, I believe, if I remember correctly. I didn't exactly do my brushing up on the results from last time, and it was a good few weeks ago now, so a lot of streams and a lot of races in between, and some of the information unfortunately does get lost. And here come the egg buns. Yeah, awesome. Nice one, Jaeger. And then we have Zakeo in 10th in the McLaren. Is this for the Nuke Shot guys again? I believe so. Yes, it is, because it was Zakeo last time as well, wasn't it? Who had got involved in a few little incidents through no fault of his own last time. And we have Top Gear in the Supra. I know the RTR boys were both in the Supras last time, in the red and the orange. And what a car, what a machine. As an all-rounder, I think this is one of the best cars in the game. But it depends from update to update, doesn't it? Which cars they decide to make super that time. But it's nearly always a Jap car, isn't it? Let's be honest. And the Supra quite often being one of them. And they are the RTR Team Red. There should be a Team Orange coming up soon as well. Oh, here's the Beetle, who last time led at the end of Stint 1. This is the GRT Junior team. And it is Julian again, riding for these guys in the first stint. Mr. Johnny Waffle there in the AMG. Another good car around here, I think. Another car that's pretty solid everywhere. Good to drive, not always the most exciting, but certainly fun. And then we have Amuda 74 in the other AMG. This is the Turn 1 team. And that seems it. We do seem to be missing the RTR Team Orange, which is a bit of a shame because I know there were teams queuing up to join. So somebody's had to miss out and a space has been taken. But oh, and we could have even had another streamer. Pole prediction sub 8 minutes. Yeah, I would have thought it would be around that, around the 8-minute mark, 7:59. As we already had a 7:59.5 from the Welsh Great. So good time there, Welshie. And Jupy there with an 8:01. Randy Moore with an 8:01. Mr. T 8:04. A 7:55 there, was it? I think that must have been an outlap. Someone starting a little bit late. Oh no, it is. The Zuma 8th. Look at them 5s. And what a lap from Zumac there. And he has taken all the 5s, so there are no 5s left for anybody else there. CLR Speedy with an 8:13. That costed him. Speed Hunter in 6th with an 8:06. Raptor Race with an 8:06 as well. There's a KO with an 8:13. CLR Speedy 8:13. Gemini 8:17. Top Gear 8:18. Julian is just coming across the line now. That's looking like an 8:15. Puts him up to 10th. Johnny Waffle 13th. And Mooda's still not finished his lap and only halfway round. Is he going to get a chance to finish it? I'm not sure, but it seems to be cruising as well. So yeah, I think it's got a few issues there. A lot like technical issues, perhaps a bit of hardware. And there you have it. Zuma with that 7:55.555 takes the pole. Morning, Rolly. Yep. He's cheering on a Zuma, and what a time from him. And oh, we're off already. So we have team. Where am I? So we have Sota Sport in first. Followed by Austin Muff. Followed by the Speed Hunters, I think. Yes. And then GTSV in fourth. And Mr. T giving everyone a 2-minute break, as they will be sat at their wheels for 2 hours now, and that is no chance for toilets, drinks, anything, which is the one benefit of streaming. It can just go quiet for a minute and I can go and do what I want, but hey ho, I will be here for 6 hours, these guys will be here for 2. And when I say 6, yeah, 5, because I'm sure I'll take a few little breaks in between. Good morning. I'm presuming that's PHL, is that Phil, is it? Good morning, mate. Hope you're well. I'm presuming that's my mate Philly. Yes, it's got to be, hasn't it? Sporting Randy Moore, giving the GTSV guys a big shout out. Don't forget to give a like and a subscribe to the channel, guys. I'm just shuffling my paperwork about a bit there, make it sound all official, like a news broadcaster maybe. Yes, good luck everyone, looking forward to this. This is the most challenging track in the game, I think. And it looks like everyone is about ready. Personally, around here, I do think the Porsche is a good choice. I do think that extra grip on corner exit, and it seems to be pretty even on its tyres as well, the Porsche. I think it will come into its... It will benefit the car over the run. The Beetle, I imagine, not that I've driven it much, will be in a similar situation. The GTR is the one car I would not like to be driving around here, just due to its little bit of a twitch on the back end. And 2 hours round here, I think, too many mistakes to be made for someone as amateurish as I am. Yes, it was Philippe, but he's changed his title. Yeah, I know exactly who you are now, mate. And here we go. We're all lined up. Ready for this one. Bladder's emptied. And I believe there is a formation lap, which is going to be a rather long formation lap. We're going to be looking at about 10 minutes off the first 2 hours in formation lap. But it does give us a chance to get our views and everything sorted. Like so. Because them things still not working correctly on here, and it keeps changing all your settings between every start. But we'll keep the info off for a while. Bring it up as need be during the stint. Oh, it's just to the back straight of the GP track. Yes, I do remember this conversation now. Excuse me. As long as everybody knows that, that'll be a bit of a weird one, wouldn't it? Everybody should start lining up just after this little sequence of corners here. As everyone starts to get into order. Looking good, folks, looking good. And they are off. We are away. Round 3 of the SEC Endurance Series is go. Zumek takes the lead. Mr. T with a good start up to second. Randy Moore in third, and the Welsh Great drop into fourth. Speed Hunter gets a good start and up to fifth, while Dupe has a terrible start and drops to sixth. Further down the order, Raptor Racing 7th and Zakeo up to 9th. Good start for Seems So there. And not Sota. I'll come back to the names in a minute. CLR Speedy up to 9th. Julian 10th. Johnny Waffle 11th. Top Gear 12th. Amelia Firth and Gemini all the way down there in 14th. Gemini having a terrible start. Assume it coming under pressure from Mr. T and Randy Moore. And the Welsh Grey hanging onto the back of that pack as well. Let's slip back to 4th and see where the gap is behind. He's got nearly a second over Speed Hunter at the moment, but I'm sure that will be the case in a few corners' time as it's already coming down. Dupe as well, we know, as the pace will be following these guys. Oh, what a sight that is. Randy Moore having to think about looking up the inside then, but then thinks better of it. But it did look, who was it there? It was Duke. Think about making a move. And Speedy all over the back of KO now. The Nuke Shot, that was it. That was the name I was looking for, the Nuke Shot boys. Scotch Egg putting on a bit of pressure there. We'll flip back to the front because there was a lot of action there. But Zumik keeping it in first over Mr. T and Randy Moore in third. Welsh Grey still in fourth. Speed Hunter brought that gap down now to under half a second and bringing Duke with him. And I was going to say they had a little breathing room, but they have not. Raptor Race all over the back of them. And this pretty much nose to tail. We're just waiting for the first breakaway packs. Which seems to be starting to happen from P6 down. So if you're going to have 6 people at the front of this could be an interesting race. Yes, Sota, mate. Yes, very clean race so far. I haven't seen any contact at all. These 7 guys at the front really sticking together well. CLR Speedy dropping off a little bit with 2 seconds behind him, but quite a train behind himself with the RTR boys as well, the RTR red team there. Wide up behind the Nuke Shot guys there. And the Supra making the move down the straight. Is he going to? No, Nuke Shot got the inside line and keep it. And the RTR boys do have the inside line on the next corner and get the move done. So KO not managing to keep him behind, and the Super already starting to pull away. Oh, and the first instant of the race as Julian goes off in the Beetle. But keeps it together, doesn't cost him too much time, but just a little bit of momentum as the RTR Red boys go through on the inside there. And Top Gear up to 9th now. CLR Speedy all on his own still. Raptor trying to keep in touch there with Dupe, and Dupe dropping back from Speed Hunter a little. Meanwhile, the top 5 all within two seconds of each other. Nuke Shot in the mud outside the top 10, haven't we? Let's have a look what happened there. As this seems to be, well, not a formation, but definitely a battle. MFT Speed Hunter dropping off the back of these 4 slightly now. Well, let's have a quick look at the back. Gemini still at the back. I'm still not sure what went on there, but he's 6.5 seconds down. And 20 seconds off the lead already. Gap coming back, think maybe he's been over pushing. But Johnny Waffle doing a good job there in 13th, 1.7 behind Amuda. Yeah, Zakayo has dropped down to 10th. Cost him a little bit of time. But Julian under a lot of pressure from Amuda. 100 yards on the grass looks like it has cost him, as it has allowed all these guys past now. There's a KO all over the back of Duke. Duke seems to be struggling even with that qualifying lap, which qualified him in third. Or was it second? I think it was second, wasn't it? Oh, Zakaya very wide then, and the carousel not where you want to be. Yeah. Yeah, Muda is closing the back to Julian in front. Or he was as soon as I said it. No, he is again now. So why does he always do that? There you go, he's just closing the gap and it goes up. Well, only 100th or something, but it always does as soon as he say it. That's just the curse of the commentator on himself, I think. Johnny Waffle 3.8 seconds behind these guys, but might give himself a chance to get a little bit of composure with some track space around him and find his pace and hopefully make his way back up to the back. Gemini, that gap coming down to Johnny Waffle a little bit now. So I'm going to check quickly, see if he has got damage, to see if that's anything to do with it. No damage. But considering how much of the lap done, we've used a lot of fuel already, so I'm expecting a good few stops in this race. The 9:09 on your first lap, but obviously it was formation in the first part, so we won't take any of that into consideration at the minute. But we will compare it to the guys at the front. Who's done an 8:44, so it is the gap, isn't it? It's 20 odd seconds. Meanwhile, Randy Moore up to second now. He has made a move on Mr. T. Mr. T pushed back to third, but still in the podium's positions. Let's hope their connections can hold out this time and they can finish the race. Speed Hunter has made a place on the Welsh Great. The Welsh Great made a mistake there. He seems to have lost a lot of time. Dropping 5 seconds to the leader when he was up with that leading pack in fourth. Yes, Philippe, Randy has made a good move up to P2. He's looking nice and consistent and comfortable there. I have got the info up so we can have a little look at tyres and stuff, because we know Randy can eat tyres. But at the moment, being nice and consistent. But the Porsche being even better on mediums. Now that's a worry for everybody. Nobody is going to want to see that. The guy at the front leading the way still on mediums. So that means he's only going to get faster. Mr. T also on the softs, but we can see that Mercedes been a bit more aggressive on its fronts. And Speed Hunter on the softs as well, and that's looking a little bit more even than the Merc. Speed is up to fifth now. He's made his way past the Welsh Great even. How's Speedy having a good second half to that first lap? Nick will be pleased. I'm not sure which stint Nick is running, but I know he will be here today at some point, so it'd be nice to see him race. Right, Welshie, what went wrong, buddy? Where did it all go wrong? Because he's lost another 4 seconds now to the front pack, so another mistake somewhere. And he has got rear damage and rear suspension damage. I'm hoping there was no contact there and it was just a slide off somewhere. Quite possibly with the way that suspension damage is. But that's early in the stint to be carrying damage with 3/4 of a tank of fuel still to burn. Yes, good point, mate. Also to 59 there. We do hope there is no rain. This track could be an absolute nightmare in the rain. It's all currently playing into Speedy's hand, whose tyre wear for softs is really good. I will get rid of this info in a minute, but it is actually useful for me at the moment and gives me more to talk about with you guys. Welsh great, still dropping back. That damage really costing him. And with this track, every little bit of grip is important. I have had just somebody else join the room, GTRC, someone or other. I'm not sure if they're supposed to be racing and they've got it wrong. I know, because the only teams missing are the RTR Team Orange guys. Which I'm surprised at, actually, because I'll see you at the finish in that. I have raced with many a time before. Seems like a good guy. Well, Rats are racing 7th now, and the RTR Red Team making their way up through the field up to 8th. Jeep seems to have managed to confine his composure again, and that may be why he was struggling before. He does seem to have front suspension and aero damage. I'm pretty sure that's nothing to do with Welshie though, because they're obviously too far apart. Zakaya no intent, and Amuda is chasing him down. He has made his way past Julian now, who seems to be dropping off the back a little bit. Julian just trying not to lose too much time, I think. Because we know his teammate's pretty rapid. If it is Pixel of Chaos again. Gemini under 3 seconds behind Johnny Waffle now. Johnny Waffle 8 seconds behind Julian, but I think that gap is coming down pretty quickly. Or it was until, like I said before, as soon as I say anything it starts going up. But the gap behind is coming down quite quickly. Not sure if Gemini's not a fan of this track or just not been his day so far, but it is still early days. We are only 14 minutes into 2 hours. Meanwhile, Randy Moore right on the back of Azumi. That's still weird saying that. Oh, the Orange RTR team have quit. Oh, okay. Thank you for the info, Dylan. Yes, Randy doing a great job in second there. Just getting it on 2 wheels as we flick through him there. That Jag really working hard. Speed Hunter up to 3rd now. He's made his way past Mr. T. Mr. T struggling. But Speed Hunter using a lot of rubber pushing. But Mr. T using even more. But he has got himself nearly 4 seconds over Speedy. He should be alright until the first round of pits. But Speedy's tyres looking considerably better. While she's still dropping back slightly with that damage. Which will be so frustrating so early on in the race when you were right up there. Randy getting all the shout outs here at the moment, and he is making a move. Great timing there as he goes round the outside. The pin has been pulled. I think Randy's thought, I'm on the softs, he's on the mediums, I need to go. But what can Azumik do? And he stick with Randy. Let's have a look, shall we? Oh, and the move returned straight away. Let's get back outside the car quick. Oh, running a different line there. This is what we want to see. 9 hours of this. Oh, sorry, 6 hours. Jesus. Already I was upside down at the time. Randy Moore at the moment with the quickest lap with the 8:01.8. It's not bad in full race trim. Not bad at all. I'm sorry for missing anything else down the order, but the battle for the lead is always going to take priority, and when it's a great battle like this, I hope everyone out there can hear me okay. I'm using a different microphone to normal, so I'm just hoping it's coming across okay. It should be a hell of a lot better, but you never know when you haven't tried these things before. Oh, we have David DeWitt joining us online as well. Good afternoon, David. And a crisp boo. Didn't make me jump though. So to 59, 4 hours right. I think this one might be, because I think there was supposed to be a third stint, and I think it's been caned. So, which is better for me, to be honest with you. Meanwhile, Zumik seems to be quicker around this part of the course. Or as Randy just thought, I'll sit back and save my tyres for a bit, because he's got to start thinking defensive as well, with Speed Hunter being within half a second. And these GR3 cars not being quite so bad with the dirty air as anything higher, but still there is that dirty air factor, which will be coming into play with Randy and Zumik and Speed Hunter and Randy. Mr. T now dropping back like a stone, that front tyre wear costing him greatly. And Speedy bringing the gap down. And he's on a personal best at the moment. He's done an 8:03 last lap, so he's only a couple of seconds off the fastest lap. Or not even that. Wraps a race in 6. And he's got Top Gear only a second behind him, so the RTR Red Boys turning it on now. After qualifying 11th, they're up till 7th. I think it was 11th they qualified, it might have been 10th. But Sakeo up to 9th now. And Amuda has dropped behind Julian. So there's been a moment there somewhere. And it's been at the start of this lap. Just a quick flick through. The Welsh great all the way back down here. Oh, he has pitted and got rid of that damage. That could be a wise move. And just try and run an extra long stint here, maybe. And he's widened on the gravel again. Oh no, with commentator's curse strikes hard here. Meanwhile, Randy having to defend from Speed Hunter now. Yeah, Duke not having a good race either. So to your right, he's had a couple of instants after such a great qualifying lap. Well, as soon as we jump on board, the action goes away from us, but we can just swap cars here and go for the move as Randy looks on the outside on the grass. Thinks nothing of it. I'll just keep it on the grass. Oh, and there's a headrest in the way. How typical's that? And he gets the move done. Good move, Randy. There wasn't room for a pass there, but he made room. Nürburgring is a narrowish track, and Randy just made it a bit wider. I will give the Median Naranja a little bit of airtime there. One of the GTSV sponsors. Well, some of these rear views do look great on GT7. Can Randy make a break for it now? He's certainly trying. But Zumik seems to have way too much pace. Now that's a better way to flick through the order, isn't it? That looks a bit smarter. But you can't always do that, unfortunately. But we will stay with this battle because it's fabulous. Well, like I say, I do have to try and keep up with what's going on with everybody. Everyone getting a little bit loose on the high curb in there. Oh, Randy a little bit wide there. Zumik making the move back. I think I'm going to call Zumik. I think you're now just called Mick. Because I'm having to think about it every time I say your name. So yeah, Mick staying in there right with Randy, and Speed Hunter really joining in with this hunt now. Good afternoon, Mario. Oh, thanks for the info. So if Randy and Kiki can finish somewhere around about where they are, they could take the lead of the championship, as the current leaders are down in 7th and 11th. Wow, well, look at how close these guys really are. Mr. Teague's thinking, I can see him, but I can't get him. Randy's got to be feeling that pressure a little bit there. And Aston not having the legs down the straight, you really think it would, but I suppose with it being towed by the Jag, and the Jag having very similar top speed to the Aston. And I really do want to give you guys other information about stuff that's going on a little bit down the field. Oh, Kiki feeling the stress? I bet you are, mate. This track's stressful enough anyway, without the possibility of leading the championship if you do well. Oh, what happened? Zumik span! I could... This is where we need replays. Polyphony, please just sort this out. Well, I did just see a little bit of yellow in the barrier there, and you're like, oh no, Mick spun. But this puts Mr. T up into 3rd now. Speed Hunter into 2nd, right behind Randy. Oh no, but Mick recovered quite well. He hasn't lost too much time. 6.9 seconds. But he has now become a target for Speedy. That's just an added bonus for Speedy, something he wasn't expecting. And he is on purple sectors. So that fuel load coming down, and his tyres obviously still fairly good. Well, this could be a really interesting battle for the last place at the podium at the moment, but this is obviously very early days to be talking about podium positions, as we've just seen what can happen from one mistake and you can drop from 2nd to 4th. Well, as this has nearly kind of spread out a little bit, we will have another quick flick through to see what happens to Duke, because Duke right at the back now. I think he has pitted on lap 3 with an 8.48. So we did have that damage. Oh, and a Muda on the dirt again. Keeps it together though, but costs him a place. And again, I think Amuda did pit last lap, but he's having to think about fighting back. A little bit of contact there. Let's just get that up, make sure there isn't any damage. No, all good at the minute, and he has jumped onto the medium, so going for the long stint. What has Duke done? He's stayed on the softs. So he should just pull away from Amuda now. Top Gear, meanwhile, has been in the pits by the look of it. Yeah, seems strange. He must have got damage at the end of lap 2 or 3. No, but the end of lap 3, wouldn't it? But a short pit stop there from them. And Johnny Waffle in 11th now, cruising round at his own pace. Gemini up to 10th, but still beyond the Welsh Great, who has pitted. But his lap time wasn't much better last time either, so a little bit of trouble I think he's having. He's definitely got a good pace. Julian in 8th now, so the Beetle making its way steadily up through the field. Just from being consistent, 8.15, 8.14, looking good. Raptor Race in 7th. In the Corvette, one of the current leaders, I believe. If the positions. And we're going, that's Zakeo up to 6 now. Having a really good race. He's got a bit of dirt on his tyres, then he seems to be just giving it a wiggle, and what a weird view. What was that all about? But them tyres looking pretty battered. And he has got, still hasn't stopped yet, but he has got 31 seconds between himself and Speedy. I've just shown you the difference in lap times between and Speedy, right on the back of Mr. T now. We haven't been on board with a Nissan yet, the GTR, so we will get that going, shall we? And we can see Mick just in front of Mr. T there, seems to be making his way back up towards the leading pack and away from these two. Yes, he is back up to 3rd now. Mick and Mr. T struggling with this pace. Not much he can do at the moment though. Oh, wrong button. Sorry guys. Oh, but it is good timing because the Welsh Great is catching up nicely with Julian, so that's something we'll keep our eyes very closely on. We'll jump back outside the car. And Julian in turn under a second behind Raptor Race. So they have a nice little four-way battle going on here by the look of it. Raptor Race there with an 8.11, his fastest lap, which seems to be quite a bit quicker than everyone else around him. About 3 or 4 seconds. Zakeo though with an 8.13. I think he's going to struggle to keep Raptor behind him. But now we have Speedy all over the back of Mr. T. Mr. T pushing hard. I think a majority will pit this lap. Not everybody though, Max. There's a few that went out on mediums and the fuel doesn't look too bad at the moment. I will get the info up and so you can all see that. And I don't think anybody's going to need to stop for full fuel just yet, but it's going to be fairly close. I think most people on softs will be stopping at this lap. Let's find out, shall we? Because we'll be coming up to the pit stops very, very soon. Oh, is Speedy going to make a move? Thinks better of it through the mini carousel, but that corner been horrible at the best of times. And Mick has only lost a second to these guys in front of him over the whole period. I'm pretty sure he won't pit this lap. I'm sure he'll stay out for another one. Mr. Mr. T with his indicator on him, letting Speedy know which way to go. Seems a little bit of a lag spike then, for a brief second. Right, let's quickly check back. Oh, and here we go with the Welsh Great making up some serious time here. That can't be right. He was last a minute ago. Somebody pit stops. Well, that'll be why. So great recovery here from Welshie. Zakeo with no answer, but I think Zakeo has gonna have to come into this lap. Them tyres aren't really tyres anymore. Yeah, I did notice at Bathurst Mr. T struggled with tyres. Unfortunately, they didn't get to continue into stint 2. Yep, and as predicted, everybody in near enough, apart from Randy Moore and Speed Hunter, have stayed out. Speed Hunter, that could be a mistake. That front left is not a lap of the Nürburgring 24 hours, in my opinion. So I think that could be very dangerous for Speed Hunter. I don't know if it was a mistake on his part, even though he's on a personal best at the minute. Here we go with the commentary. Oh, just to prove you wrong, mate. There you go. How do you like them apples? Oh, and there we go, getting a bit loose on exit there. This is only going to get worse as the lap goes on. This is all playing into Randy's hands, whose tyres are looking pretty good still. Mick Winnow was on the mediums, his tyres still looking absolutely pristine. They will go for another 5 laps. Why the hell not? Welshie up to 4th now as Mr. T and Speedy both pit. And Mr. T not putting in as much fuel and coming out nearly 3.5 seconds in front of Speedy, who had just passed him. But all that time should be saved at the next pit stop. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see if Mick catches him at the end of this lap as well. As I think Speed Hunter's really going to struggle here. Look, he was right with Randy, and it's now 1.5 seconds, and that tyre is just going to disappear in the next few corners. The next few right-handers are just going to kill that. Ah, such a shame, but you never know. He might be able to nurse it round. I say another second gone out of that lead, nearly. Really looking forward to seeing what Mick can do on the softs if he jumps to them on the next stint. These are an 802 on the mediums. So I'm sure we could see a 59, couldn't we? It'd be nice to see a race lap under 8 minutes, wouldn't it? But Speed Hunter doing a good job with that tyre. Gap down to under 6 seconds now, so might be it's going to be a lot to catch him by the end of this lap, but I can only see Speed Hunter getting slower. Meanwhile, Welshie is 2.5 seconds in front of Mr. T, and Speedy has took another second out of Mr. T that lap. And that's with his full tank, but he's using a little bit of extra fuel there, we can see. revving it out. A quick flick through for the time being. Top Gear on his own now with 22 seconds in front, 9 behind. That's going to be a lot to make anything improve from here for a while. He's going to take mistakes in front of him, but Mr. Johnny Waffle up till 8, starting on their mediums. That's working out really well for him. Still got another lap of fuel in there if he wants to go for the 6th round. Sakaya dropped back to 9th after his pit stops, but there is a nice little battle still going on behind him with Raptor Race and Duke right back up there now. Julian 5.1 seconds behind that battle. And Gemini all the way, and he's got damage again. Gemini not having a good race. So he had a fabulous race around Bathurst. It's really not coming together for him here. Quickest lap an 8:15.9. That's nearly 15 seconds, well, it's 14 seconds slower than Randy. Meanwhile, Randy Moore keeping that gap at 1.5 seconds now. Don't think he's pushing quite so hard, and Speed Hunter has an entirely red tyre. This next corner will be interesting. Keeping it together, he's doing a wicked job on that tyre. And as you can see, it did cost him nearly half a second just through that sector. Oh, Mick running very wide there, but keeping it all together. That gap now down to 4.6 seconds. That's 3 seconds this lap is taken out of him. My watch just telling me to move and do some exercise, you lazy fat bastard. I can't exactly move and do exercise while I'm watching the stream, can I? No, I have to take my hat off to Speed Hunter. If he can get it around this lap like he has, that's impressive. And he is on the back straight. It looks like he has got it done. Amazing driving there. And he's still got plenty of fuel there, as Randy is flashing. So them 3 seconds, he will make up most of that time in the pits. Gap under 4 seconds now. Mick's really coming. And as predicted, everyone else in the pits, Randy with 3% fuel, whereas Speed Hunter has 14. And Mick with 1% fuel left. He really pushed on that last lap. And got the gap down to 3.7 seconds as they enter the pits. Where is this going to bring Welshie when they come out? Is he going to have made up any time? Coming through the last sector now. And it looks like he has made up a fair amount of time. Good recovery from Welshie so far. He's put him up to 3rd. I know his tyres are a bit gone and his fuel's a little bit more gone, but that is an excellent recovery considering he was in last place a few laps ago. I think he will try and make these tyres last and this fuel last as long as he can now. As we are coming up to 3/4 of an hour. Yeah, exactly what I was thinking, sir. He's done an absolutely fabulous job there, as Welshie. I would say the Welsh great, but it's a lot easier to just say Welshie. And it's like I'm getting to know you all then when I start giving you nicknames. Yeah, well, what's the gap at the front? That'll be interesting to see as well. As we know, Randy did have less fuel when they went in, and how have they filled up? Speed Hunter has filled up to the max, and it's less than a second. This thing is all go again. Randy also filling up to the max. He is on the softs, buddy, as you can see. Kiki just wanted to know what tyres Randy was on. I think most people are coming out on the softs. I do want to see what Russian mix on, so we'll have a scroll down shortly. But I think most have come back out on the softs. Yeah, Mr. T, and look at his tyres already. I know he went for the shorter fueling. He's speeding out under 2 seconds behind him, and Mick right on his tail, and he's gone for the softs this time, Mick has. Hey, thank you, Luke. So no, I'm not being offensive to anybody by calling him Welshie. Kiki going for hard tyres on a one-stop. Yeah, that fuel will be interesting. Fuel map 6 and short shifting. And unfortunately for Russian Mick, he's come out behind Speedy, who is absolutely on it again now. He has really found his pace. And fancies a bit of Mr. T for breakfast to go with his eggs. And Speedy currently 7/10 purple. But struggling to catch Mr. T, so Mr. T must be on a really good lap as well. Yes, I agree with Luke there. He thinks that Randy and Speed Hunter and Mick will only have to pit once more, as everyone else will probably have to pit twice. Yep, totally agree. Obviously, at the end of lap 15, they do come in. So that does give us 9 more laps after this one. But the times now are really starting to come out of the bag. Speedy over a second up. And the gap coming down to Mr. T, but not that much. Not over 1.7 seconds. So I'm presuming Mr. T and everyone else must be on purples. As you can see, Mr. T is closing that gap to Welshie. All of these top 5 in the top 6 now in the same view as soon as you get to a little bit of a straight. And Speed Hunter half a second behind Randy still. Don't normally expect these kind of battles around the Nürburgring 24 hour. Normally just get a little bit more spread out. Obviously a few Nürburgring geniuses that play around here. And of a battle of the British cars at the front, even though none of them are really British, are they? It's, they're just made over here, owned by foreigners, like everything British. But we do make some good looking cars. Oh, that does look like Speedy and Mr. T are close now, half a second. And Mick also starting to close that gap down. And again, as soon as I say it, the gap gets bigger, like every time I say anything in this stream today. But I'm already going to nominate Speed Hunter for Driver of the Day just for that near enough 2/3 of a lap of the Nürburgring 24-hour with a completely gone tyre. I think that's definitely worth a nomination. Lost a little bit of time in that section, but still 1.3 purple is Speedy this lap. And that gap just over a second now. But Mick doing exactly the same, that gap just over a second. Too Speedy. Things really starting to hot up here. And another 10th lost over the grunt of them big displacement cars at the front. Obviously the Jag being a 5 litre, man. The Aston is as well. Is it a 5 or a 6? Might be a 6 actually. But Mick all over the back of Speedy now. Should we jump on board with the Porsche? We haven't done that yet, have we? So let's do it. Yeah, I know, crazy, isn't it? 6 seconds for the top 6 after 6 laps. Hold on a minute. That doesn't sound good. 6, 6, 6. Oh, we're in 6th gear, so that's 4, 6, so we're all good. It's all good. Not quite being able to do anything down the straight in the Porsche. The Porsche not the best at top end, but very good at corner exit, as you'll see here. There we go. Can Mick get a move done into turn 1? He's done it here before on Randy. Oh, a bit of contact there, but I think that's probably helped Speedy. Is he going to get alongside Mr. T here? Not quite. Mr. T holding him off. There we go with that traction of the Porsche, mid-corner and exit again. Where you'd expect to see a little bit of accordion effect, there was 0. And again a little bit of contact, trying to push his way past there. That was a little bit harsh in my eyes, but Speedy staying on the track. And I suppose the door was open, but like a dog trying to open a door with its nose. And now CLR Speedy does set the fastest lap with an 8:01.687, considering he was 1.2 seconds up at the last sector, though. He lost a lot of time in that final one. I like the way you get a mirror of the view in front when you do this view. That's quite good. I like that. There we go with a nice Soto Sport logo on the spoiler there of Mick's car. Mick on the case now, wants his podium back. And only 5.4 seconds he was, as I said, that as he went up to 5.5 again behind the leaders. His race definitely not over. Still the chance for the victory here. Now, it was harder to tell from the viewer in how clean that move was. But yes, it looks vaguely questionable. But I'm just here to talk about stuff and not make judgment. And a great move there by Mick. That was nice and clean, but very loose into there. But I guess it stopped and turned in. And only 700ths off the quickest lap at the minute. And now he's got some clean air in front of him. Can he get back into the 759s? I expect to see that gap come down, but we'll just check at the front what the gap is there. But Mr. T and Speedy is past Mr. T. What's going on with some of these views? Just looking at the sky then. What's the point in that? Can Mr. T fight back? I don't think he has the outright pace today. But he's certainly not far off. Now we'll jump on board with Mr. T and follow Speedy, see if he can stay with him. A little bit loose over that curb then from Mr. T. Let's give CLR Speedy a little bit of breathing room there. I keep thinking in a minute I will go down and grab myself a drink, but every time I do there's something happening. And let's face it, I've only done an hour. It's pretty lazy of me to disappear if I go so this early on. Yes, I don't think Mr. T does have an answer. Oh well, I wish we could just change views with one button rather than having to do this crap. Right, let's have a quick flick through. We'll start at the very front and... oh, what timing! Speed Hunter all over the back of Randy Moore. These two really going at it here. This is what we like to see. Speed Hunter flashing his lights then. Trying to intimidate Randy, I think. Unless he wasn't very happy with something he did. I didn't see anything, so I cannot comment. But everything looks to be going rather well between these two, and this is the kind of battles we do like to see. Randy just not being able to get away. Let's quickly flick behind him and see what Speed Hunter's tyres etc. are like and fuel in comparison. A little bit more tyre wear, but that doesn't seem to matter for Speed Hunter. He doesn't need tyres. And I'm saying again, good afternoon to everybody in chat, and don't forget to give us a like, a thumbs up and a subscribe. Obviously, subscribe to the channel, you will get updates when any live streams start. Then you get to listen to my lovely soothing voice. Mick really wanting to join the party up the front, but the pace of these two guys is hot. Different lines there from these guys. You'd expect the Astons to have had the better exit there, but the way Randy got on the power early was impressive. Gemini's 3.5 seconds behind the battle for the lead. How's that happen? Oh, 3.5 minutes. Jesus, I didn't read that properly. Yeah, Gemini having a terrible race. He's been right at the back nearly all race. Yeah, not sure what's going on there, but something's definitely not right. Oh, we can see there he's just not happy in that car as a whole today by the look of it. A 9 minutes 11 and a 9 minutes 22 previous race. I get the idea he's been trying to fix some kind of hardware issue. Perhaps he's got a pedal issue. Let's have a quick look at his pedals. He's got full throttle. He might have fixed it now though, you don't know, do you? Let's just check the braking on that when he does brake, which should be coming up. But yeah, that makes no sense. We know how quick this guy is. And Muda as well, also obviously having problems, being 38 seconds in front, and he was challenging for Sakeo earlier, and the guy's up in 10th, which are miles in front of him now. Yeah, his brakes do seem to be working, but I'm thinking it must have been a hardware issue or something for Gemini. So, but we will move on. No point in hanging around there. As we jump on with the Muda, who decides to trim the grass there. It does look a bit long, actually. Either it needs cutting or they need to change the mower settings and put it at a lower cut. Johnny Waffle just driving his own race still. Then we have TCR Dupe, who was saying had a good pace to start with, and he's just come in the pits again. Okay, he did an 8:21 last lap. I'm presuming he just had another off there, because he seems to have had 2 good laps, lap 2 and lap 5. Every other lap seems to be in and out of the pits. So yeah, we do have damage there on front aero and suspension again, but he did need to come in for fuel and tyres this time anyway. Top Gear also in for the RTR Red. It's put Sakeo back up to 9th, but he is suffering with a bit of Rio Aero this time. And the way that is, that's a funny one, so I wonder if there was some contact with Dupe, who had front damage. I didn't check Top Gear, probably should have, but no, he looked all clean and he's back out on mediums. So that will be his last stop, I think. No, he will have to come in again. Now GRT Julian in the Beetle. Running nice and consistent, to be fair, and he's right there with Raptor Race in the vet. He seems to be running nice and consistent. 811s, 812s. I think just that early pit stop may have cost a few of these guys, just doing 2 laps and then pitting. Mr. T back to 6 now. The Welsh greats passed him after his pit stop. I think Speedy may have stayed out for another lap. Yes, he has. And Mick now has the fastest lap with an 8:01.305. Mick currently 3.9 seconds behind Speed Hunter, who is still half a second behind Randy. There's that stupid view again. It does look nice now, but I can see that gap really starting to come down. Mick really pushing hard there. Oh, and Speedy not letting Mick get away too far. He's still only 4 seconds behind him. And I say only 3/10 slower on fastest laps. A bit of a slower lap last time with an 8:04 from Speedy, so I think he had a bit of a moment somewhere. But his tyres also looking a little bit worn, especially the left front and the left rear. So perhaps it was all just getting a little bit too slidey to push as hard as he wanted. But we can really see how quick they are getting through them softs. This is only his 3rd lap, Mick, and they're already nearly half gone at the rear. Oh, they are half gone on the left rear. So will he pit around the same time as the guys in front of him? Yeah, and their tyres are better now, so these guys are doing a better job on the soft tyre. I'm wondering if Mick will go in and put another set of mediums on for the last stint. I don't know if he'll have enough time. Speed Hunter does make a move and gets it done. I know Randy does like to have the clean air in front of him, so I'm sure he'll be straight back at him. Lovely line there by Bo through the carousel. Gap still 4 seconds between themselves and Mick. I think Mick's tyres now they're starting to wear. He's struggling to make any time back there. Speed Hunter very wide there, but keeps it all together and gets on the power nice and early. Randy also having a look to see what Speed Hunter can do. Can he actually pull away a bit and go with him? He does seem to have the pace to Speed Hunter now he's got in front, but we've thought that before several times today between all three of these at the front. Yeah, here we are, half a second apart and 3 seconds back to Mick, and that's after a mistake. Still can't quite see Mick behind Randy, but we know he's not far away. And just before the gap is half a second. Mick brought the gap down to 3 seconds, though the Porsche does seem quick through that sector. And in turn he's managed to pull away from Speedy, who I think's had a bit of a moment. And he's now 14 seconds behind. Oh, I don't think this is going to be a good lap from Speedy. No, and he has got damage as well. Rear aero and suspension. Fortunately, he would have been coming in at the end of this lap anyway, but it still cost him over 10 seconds. It'll be interesting to see with this damage and having to run with it for half a lap how close that'll be with Mr. T when he comes out the pits, and Welshie. As Welshie just 1.6 seconds behind Mr. T now with his fresh mediums. So he will be going for the long run here, just a dash a pair of softs on, well, set of softs for the last few laps. We still have Raptor racing 7th, but Julian right on his tail in the Beetle. I would go on board with the Beetle, but it's horrible, so I won't. When will Julian make a move? It probably won't be on the straight due to the speed of that Corvette in a straight line. Oh, that looks nice there with the heat haze bouncing off these cars. Can the Beetle make a move at the end of the straight? Doesn't look like it. He's thinking better of it because it's not an easy place to pass. You are so hard on the brakes. But then, is he close enough to... Oh, they've both gone in the pits. And Julian has got less fuel, so that's going to be interesting when they come out. Anybody else in the pits? Speedy has pitted and... Ooh, he's 11.4 seconds behind the Welsh Grey. And he lost a lot of time. And back out on softs again for Speedy. Which means he may be able to claw some of this gap to Welshie back with him being on the mediums, but it won't be an easy feat, that's for certain. Mr. T now back up to 4th and looking pretty solid at the moment. 47 seconds behind Mick though, who will be stopping at the end of next lap, I would have said. Oh, maybe the end of this lap because they're still early days. Yeah, it will be. Looking at that left rear. Randy struggling to stay with Speed Hunter now. The gap 1.5 seconds, and he has 1.5 seconds between himself and Mick. But Speed Hunter is really pushing, but he is killing his tyres. But as we mentioned before, it doesn't seem to bother him. He's quite happy to just drive around on rims. But now with the gap at 1.2 in front and 1.6 behind, Randy Moore's got a bit to think about. But seemingly in a much better position for tyres and everything else. And I've got a funny feeling that, say, Speed Hunter and Mick will pit at the end of this lap. Oh, Randy's off! Randy's off big time! Oh, no, 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 no! That's both the leaders now had an incident. That's probably around the similar kind of thing. It's probably going to be about 6 seconds, but at the moment Randy's got a lot of work to do to make his way back up to the front. He's put Mick 2.7 seconds behind Speed Hunter, and he's going to have seen that, and he's going to be all revved up. Speed Hunter seems to be pulling away a little bit from Speed Hunter, from Mick at the moment. And again, that left front tyre looking pretty gone. I'm almost hoping he does stay out for another lap now, because it does make life interesting. Randy will be really pushing now. He's now 12 seconds behind the lead, so it's cost him a hell of a lot of time, and that damage is quite excessive. And Mr. T having already stopped, but he will have to stop again, so I think Randy may have to go in and put the mediums on this time. But there again, his tyre's still pretty good, so he probably could get away with how many laps has he done? 1, 2, 3. This would be his 4th, and I reckon he could get another 2 laps out of that. So yeah, I think he will be in. Set of softs now. As it's all kind of spread out accidentally now due to errors. Gemini 45 seconds behind Amuda and 4 minutes 30 off the lead. But his times have improved into the 8:30s. Still really bad. Amuda again, times in the 8:30s. Johnny Waffle just cruising at his own pace as he has been all race, and looking nice and consistent, not picking up any damage. He's done his last stop. He's only 16 seconds behind Zakeo, who's just done his last stop as well, I believe. He's 17 seconds behind Dupe, who is right on the back of RTR Red. Julian up to 8th in the Beetle at the moment. Good drive there. As the RTR Red make the move. And does the Supra pull away down the straight? Well, not that it's really a straight, but it kind of wibbly wobbly one. It's a high speed section, isn't it? And I think Dupe is going to have another go, but that damage is going to cost him, I think. Whereas I think Top Gear is pretty free from damage. Yeah, but he is on the mediums and Dupe's on the soft, so that might kind of cancel each other out. The damage versus the slower tyre. And we do have Mick and Speed Hunter both in the pits. And we know Randy will be in as well to get that damage sorted. Just as predicted, and that's going to be an extra God knows how many seconds. Damage repair in the pits as well for Randy. And he's used more fuel. But it's still early days in this race. Oh, it's some serious tyre squeal there. What went on behind? Julian off big time. I wasn't actually looking up at the time. I was looking down at my phone, looking at the chat, and completely missed that one. Well, that's obviously upset RTR Red as well, who is now 2.1 seconds behind Duke. Perhaps a race 4.3 seconds up the road from these battle, and these are 2 minutes behind the leader now. And Speedy just 20 seconds behind the leaders now. And 5.5 behind Welshie, who in turn is 2.5 behind Mr. T. Mr. T only 1.7 seconds behind Randy Moore. But he's got damage as Mr. T. Not sure when that happened. We are approaching 2/3 race distance at the moment. Why did all the leaders pit? I just think it was, to be honest, mate, I know Mick and Speed Hunter, both their tyres were pretty much ruined. They still had 20% of fuel, but Mick on the first stint on mediums, the second stint he did on softs, and he had to make up that lost time from the instant, and yeah, really ruined his rear tyres. And Speed Hunter, once he passed Randy, went for it and again ruined his tyres. If it wasn't for the damage, I'm pretty sure Randy would have stayed out. Meanwhile, Mr. T bringing that gap down to Randy. What's gone on there? Why is Randy's pay? He's on the mediums, that's why. But with less fuel as well. Everyone doing the same, apart from Mick on the mediums as well, and he is in the lead now by 5.1 seconds over Speed Hunter. So, big lead taken there, and we know how much pace this guy did have on the mediums. think a few other guys behind the leaders do have to run mediums as well. I'm presuming it is a two compound race, as everybody seems to have run both. But from what I can gather here, that Randy will be pitting for another set of softs at the end, because half a tank is not going to give you 5 laps. Well, it's okay, the people behind him have got a pit as well, so he's still looking good for a podium, and still only 9 seconds off the lead. So a lot can happen in that. But I do think Mick will be staying out. Yeah, he has fully fueled with the medium, same as Speed Hunter. Only Randy has gone with the half a tank. Which I do find a little bit odd. Right, so something's happened behind. Mr. T has dropped back behind Welshie by 5 seconds, so that Mr. T has definitely had a moment. Has he got damage? Yes, he has. Front suspension and front aero, both sides. That's going to compromise his lap. But with 1 stop still to go, will he come in at the end of this one? But probably worth it. Yes, the Nürburgring, as ever, taking its victims. All the gaps on track starting to get a little bit more spread out between the last stint, with the smallest gaps being around a couple of seconds now, so let's just leave it with the smallest gap. Which is, it probably is that, so I might as well leave it towards the front. Oh, here. 4 seconds in front and behind Mr. T. He's going to be feeling some pressure from Mr. Speedy soon, I would have thought, but he's also got damage. So a couple of bit of iffy stints from Mr. T and Speedy. Some quick ones and then ones with simple mistakes by the look of it, and collecting damage, which is very costly around here. Meanwhile, Randy Moore has started pulling away from Welshie and bringing the gap down to Speed Hunter, but that extra stop's going to kill him. Sorry about that, folks. A little interruption there. Right, so Randy down to 5th now, so I think he's just ditched the mediums as quick as he can. And he's on to the softs. Everyone in front of him still has to stop, apart from the leaders. Mr. T right on Randy there, 1.4 seconds behind. Certainly something to keep our eye on. Battle also hotted up at the front with only 1.2 seconds between these guys. And Mick running a little bit wide there. But Speed Hunter not being able to take advantage of that. I think these mediums are proving tricky for a few. So I just want a little bit of faff in my seat and that, get myself a little bit more comfortable. Oh, we've got Bandit giving Raptor a shout out. Let's have a look at Raptor. We haven't been down there for a while, so we'll check the gaps out on the way. As I say, Mick seems to have composed himself again, and the gap nearly back up to 2 seconds now. Welsh Great 8.4 behind Speed Hunter with 13 seconds in front of Speedy, who's doing an excellent job there. He's going to be ecstatic with this after his start. And I think he will be handed over to RA Nick. Randy Moore now. He will be pushing really, really hard. It almost feels like you can hear music. And boom, boom, boom. It's just, I think it's just the tarmac effect there. Seems to be certain parts of the track we get a little bit of house music or drum and bass in the back. Mr. T dropping back from Randy Moore. And then Duke 20 seconds behind back, but he has just taken Raptor by the look of it. I think Raptor's struck. Oh, he's got damage. Raptor's had a moment. We were on our way there, we missed it. He's probably glad that we missed it, but I'm sure Bandit won't be too glad at all. Well, none of us are. Tyres looking pretty warm there as well. And he's not long been in the pits. This is his second lap on these tyres, so really wearing the softs quick, the old Corvette there. Duke being able to pull away, and he has got damage again, but that seems to be the way his race has been. Definitely got the pace, but picks up a little bit of damage here and there, and then that costs him for the rest of his stint. Oh, and Raptor's off again. Now adding suspension to the right as well as the left. And this with Sakea being 18 seconds behind. They've got a pit with the time lost from the damage this lap and then the damage repair in the pits. This could work out quite favourably for Sakea. During in turn 20 odd seconds behind, and he has got a bit of front damage there. Johnny Waffle 20 seconds behind that, probably still running his own pace with no damage, yeah. Just doing his own thing. And then Amuda, who again has damage again. It's started off quite well and his race has just started to fall apart. I think maybe concentration getting the better of him, plus there is definitely a little bit of lag there. And Gemini, well, I just don't know. I don't know what to say about Gemini this weekend. Yes, this will be definitely a race he'll be wanting to forget. Meanwhile, at the front, the gap down to just over a second. Well, that seems to be the way it's been between these two and what was Randy until his moment. But Randy up and past Speedy now. So he's back up to 4th. Speedy just been in the pits and he's on medium, so he's only going to drop back from Randy. This could be a good recovery strategy for Randy to get himself on the podium. Well, in a podium position to hand over to Kiki. Hey, oh, thank you. Thank you, Arden Blue. Apparently, as I've been calling him Dupe, it's actually Upay. And I did mention that at the start of the stream, that I was probably saying it wrong, so that's a big help, mate, as we have got about 25-30 minutes of me still saying his name. Yes, I think we have cursed Raptor there. All that thing about, oh, let's see how he's doing, give him a big shout out, and yeah, it all goes wrong. But yeah, got decent pace, he was. Still, there's Upay. Yeah, see, I got it right there. Thank you very much. And Raptor now down to 10th. He's already lost another place, but he has got his mediums on now and full damage repair. And that will see him to the end of the race. And I think, has Top Gear going to stop again? No, they have both just stopped. But Upay, I believe, has not long stopped as well. Both, yep, they've all just stopped this lap. But Zakayo still having to stop. He has gone for the one extra lap there. And with 18 seconds behind it, I think that will definitely drop him down the order. Whereas Mr. T in 6th now, only 48 seconds behind Mr. T, but Mr. T's a quick guy, so not bad pace at all from Zakayo today. For the Nuke Shot team. Should mention the team names a little bit more, shouldn't I? Seems to do it for some and not others. I mean, I haven't even mentioned Mr. T's race team, Race Asylum. Currently only 3.9 seconds behind Speedy now. I think they've both done the final stops just, and they're both on the mediums. This could be interesting. As Mr. T's tyres should last, Randy Moore in turn has got 5.6 seconds in front of Speedy for the GTSB team. And he's 11 seconds behind Welshie. Has Welshie got to stop, or is he done? No, he is done. This is a lot to ask for Randy now to get it into a podium position for the handover. It looks like Welshie's recovery has been very good. It's the Oust and Muff team. But meanwhile, at the front, the gap down to 0.6 of a second. These guys have been at it nearly all race. Speed Hunter's pretty much constantly been in a battle. Apart from that one point when he had a huge gap of 1.5 seconds over Randy. And I think that's the biggest gap we've actually had at the front, apart from in the first stint before the first lot of pits, when Mick did have a couple of seconds for a while. So got to take my hats off for these guys running this pace constantly for 2 hours at the front. And an absolutely amazing recovery drive from Welshie, because at one point he was last. With the number 46 there. I'm presuming somebody in the Oust and Muff camp is a Rossi fan. Amazing how some numbers can carry such single-minded visionary of some people. Like I see 46, it's got to be Rossi, hasn't it? It's one of them, yeah. Not Randy Moore, 11.6 seconds. So the gap coming down, but with... I think the gap will be closer, but not close enough to be in third, so I think he will have to concede for fourth for this stint. Still a great drive there. CLR Speedy in fifth. And he seems to be putting away a little from Mr. T on the mediums. Oh, a little bit of lag there. Which is really strange, because it's got to be from my side, that lag, I think, because he's host. So he's 1.10 minutes, 1 minute 10 seconds behind the leaders. But still a good consistent race from Mr. T. But let's get back to the front where the action was, shall we? Everything else kind of... There is something quite close on track, but not this close. But still trying to give everybody a little bit of airtime at least. I just read the chat, and apparently the weather in the second lobby is not being as kind as the guys in the first lobby. And this could change everything. We've had this before. When things have happened in the last lap. And this track being so big can have microclimates, it can have completely different weather in one part of the track to another. So this race far from over, only 1 minute 40 obviously into this. But with the leaders, only with a couple of laps to go after this one. Battling this hard for this long, they'll be ready for a rest after this, I'm sure. They'll be wanting to get these 3 laps done. Yeah, I'm quite lucky I did just not long nip to the toilet, and that's the sort of luxury these guys don't have. Not unless they want to have to clean it up afterwards. Gap stretched just over 2 seconds now. That's the biggest we've seen it for a good while. Randy Moore not being able to make any ground really on Welshie. An 8:04 last lap, we know he can go a lot quicker than that. Maybe a little bit of fatigue setting in, maybe he's run out of marshmallows, who knows. Speedy meanwhile in 5th. He's got himself a nice comfortable 9.6 second lead over Mr. T. But people won't be that upset to be coming into that when they're knowing they've got 2 hours in front of them, so anything can happen in front of them. But he's still 1 minute off the lead. Mr. T instead still dropping back 10 seconds now, but with 59 seconds in front of Yupe. UP in turn, 22 seconds in front of Top Gear, and he has been in because he has got that damage fixed. Let's see if he gets the end of this now without any damage. Top Gear, in the meantime, is carrying some damage. And this is giving Sakaya the chance to catch up, as he will have been in the pits now with Raptor Race in 10th, so we may have a battle here for 8th. So Raptor here still got plenty to play for, and this, apart from the lead, is where the action is, because I think Julian's quite a way behind. And I think there may be some other little battles further back, but it's really hard to tell on the map now because it's all so spread out in little groups and pockets of drivers here, there and everywhere. But this battle looking like something we need to keep our eye on, definitely. But we'll flick back to the front, I think, and see how close they are. Look through everyone else as well. Johnny Waffle still all on his own. Gemini not last now. He's passed a mood at him. Something happened there with him, and something else has happened there. All going wrong here. On new mediums as well, so he's not long been in the pits, and now he's got front and rear damage again. Again, somebody else who's having a race they want to forget. What did Gemini do in his lap? Still 8:53 stuff, but I think he has got damage again. Oh, somebody's definitely head's not in it today. Meanwhile, at the front, Speed Hunter has taken the lead. So has something happened to, did Mick have a moment? Yes, he's had a moment and he's got damage. Oh, this will play into Speed Hunter's hands here. With 2 laps to go after this one. This could help him build a bit of a lead to hand over. I can't say who they're handing over to because I haven't had a handover sheet this week, but I have got the last one. So they are more than 2 people per team, so you never know exactly who's going to be racing unless you have the list. That gap growing slightly now, 1.6 seconds. I know Chris was on the chat earlier in the stream, so I'm not sure if he's handing over to him. Or the MFTE team. Well, that gap growing and growing now, and he has been the most consistent from this first lobby. All race he's been there and thereabouts out the front battling. Super impressive drive so far from Speed Hunter. Absolutely not taking anything away from Mick as well in the Porsche. Doing a fantastic job. Sorry I've kept the info up here. I know it doesn't look as professional, but it really does help me on these long races with a track like this when so much is happening as well. Strategy is sometimes everything. But it's a lot of time to fill with just waffling on with one voice sometimes. Right, Welsh great now, 18 seconds in front of Randy Moore, so Randy Moore has possibly had another moment or just not a great lap. But we know Welsh, he did have some good pace, so it could just be down to that. But 6 seconds in one lap, I don't think so. I think there does have to have been a moment there from Randy. And the same, Welsh's tyres are absolutely fabulous. Look, great way to finish the race that'll be. Whereas I think Randy will be struggling on the last lap a bit. Like we say, still a long way to go. Kiki has got a lot of driving to do after Randy. Not entirely certain, but it might be Frederick for the next stint, or the Ostermuth team that Welsh will be handing over to in a podium position as it stands. But hey, there's still 2 laps to go, and it is the green hell. Yeah, I agree, Arda. There is a nice lineup of cars in this. I like seeing the McLaren out there as well, and the Corvette. A nice mix of cars. So always a lot of good selection. It's different when you're doing a lot of tracks, isn't it? You've got to pick something everybody's comfortable driving. And I think that calls for a lot, because you might lose 1 second a lap, but if everybody's comfortable driving it over 2 hours, it could just be a benefit for the comfort of the drive, if you know what I mean. I'm just waffling, as we know. Anyway, flick through Randy Moore there, 4th, dropping back a little bit from Welshie, but comfortably 13 seconds in front of Speedy. He would have been expecting more from himself, but a bad start. Put him on the back foot. There again, Welshie was last at 1 point, so anything can happen in these races. And Mr. T's, the gap's not stayed quite consistent the last few laps, so on the last lap, isn't it? 'Cause it's a bloody long lap. But yeah, I think he's just relaxed into his pace a little bit more now, just trying to get it home. 1 more lap to go after this, before they park it up and hand over to the second lobby. How has that battle further on paid out? Let's have a look. Just have a quick look at UPay before we do, and then we'll slip to Top Gear there, who's still only got 1.2 seconds over Zakeo, and Raptors dropping back a little bit, unfortunately, in 10th. Now 5 seconds between himself, and he has got damage again. So he has had a moment somewhere. No one else around him has, so it looks like he's just had a moment all on his own again. But he has still got 25 seconds over Julian, and like I say, he's close, isn't he, to 8th and 9th, so he's going to be handing the car over in a reasonable position, with everything to play for. Johnny Waffle in turn, 29 seconds behind Julian here. But if Julian is handing it over to the same guy that ran at Bathurst, was it Pixel of Chaos? He really was a fast guy, but with 3 minutes and 8 seconds behind the leaders, I don't think they'll be challenging for the win. But like we say, you don't know. Apparently the weather's not good, anything can happen, and it usually does. And Johnny Waffle still just doing his thing, using the softs now for the last little stint. So he'll probably set his fastest lap this lap as well, so he probably won't get a look at that though, unfortunately, as I will have to join the second lobby. As long as Mr. Rotator has accepted my friend request, which I'm sure he has. Gemini there, who seems to have, I would have said, finally pulled it together, but no, still running 840 odds, so something definitely not right there. And I moved up, made a little bit of time back on Gemini there, but still 25 seconds behind. Meanwhile, Speed Hunter now 6.9 seconds. He's going to be handing this over in a great position here. That gap only growing. As Mick's struggling like hell with that damage. But the Soda Sport team aren't going to complain about being handed over in second place and within 10 seconds at the moment. It may grow to just outside, but he should keep it in that second place. But while she is pushing, that gap was 30 seconds at one point. It's down to 18. And 26 to the lead. So he's making some good ground here. And he has set the fastest lap of the race here, Welshie. Now, that is what you call a recovery driver. And that'll be why Randy Moore has been struggling to stay with him. And 3/10 purple again in this sector. It's not like anybody will be getting under 8 minutes, but this may get an 8-minute lap if you can keep it together. We might as well stay with him because I don't think there's a lot much else going on. I'm just having a quick look at the radar. We do still have that battle with RTR. And the nuke shot guys. So, but we will come back and have a look how that lap pans out for Welshie. Just before we do start the last lap. Mr. T 5 seconds off his fastest lap, so that's going to be no improvement. Obviously not going to be that quick on the mediums now, especially now they're showing a bit of signs of wear, same as Speedy, and Speedy has got damage as well. Can Mr. T capitalise on that and close the gap before the handover? I don't know, we shall see. Oh, not like that, he's not got him. Meanwhile, Yupei, all on his own still. But with Top Gear, who has got Sakeo all over the back of him. Let's jump on with Sakeo, shall we, and have a look at the inside of the McLaren for the first time tonight, and boy does it loud scream. Another car I do enjoy seeing in this championship. I think it is one of the nicest looking cars out there. Just wish it had a bit more top end because it does drive pretty well. A much different choice of line there. Top Gear taking the safer line, whereas Sakeo taking the quicker line. The higher line just easier to get the better exit. Almost like Sakeo doesn't want to pass, but it is a very difficult section of the track to pass on. Let's get rid of the detail, shall we? No, not that. Oh, Top Gear wide there as Sakeo gets the move done. Can Top Gear respond? Looking like Sakeo has the pace. Oh, but Top Gear closing right up there. Oh, a little touch there in the mini carousel. But Sakeo keeping it together. But unfortunately for him, Top Gear is going to have the draft all the way down the long straight. And we all know that Supra, once it opens its taps, it does have some legs. No, I think Suko's got him out of the toe before the straight. Or at least got a far better entry onto it. And he has. Wants to improve the top end of that McLaren somewhat. Right, so with everyone on their final lap now pretty much, apart from the guys at the very back. Speeds onto it, nearly 15 seconds lead over Mick now. Almost ready for our first handover. Not much else happening. I will flick back to the battle, but the Welsh great, we will point out, has made massive roads into Mick's lead. Well, second place, but yes, the lead in front of Welshing. And it's now down to 6.8 seconds. And the lead at the front is down to 20 as well. He's pulled away from Randy Moore, but Randy Moore's still setting some good times. Well, not as good as he'd want to. I think he's destroyed his tyres a little bit, possibly. But yeah, not up to Randy's normal pace. Or even the pace of his first few stints. But still enough to keep Speedy 16 seconds behind him. And in turn, Mr. T 11 seconds. There's Upay. And then Suko seems to have a 2.2 second lead over Top Gear now, and looking like that's pretty much done, apart from a mistake on his part. Raptor Racer has dropped back, but 15 seconds in front of Julian, and that was 20 odd before, so let's hope he doesn't make another error and keeps it in that 10th place. Johnny Waffle did set his best lap last time round, so we did get to see that. Well done, Johnny. And Gemini a better lap from him last time round as well. Meanwhile, at the front, Speed Hunter now taking his steady time. I think the gap stopped going up as much as it was. Just wanting to bring this home and hand it over. We get a flags being waved there, somebody having an off. That's the first person. Really? Someone's coming to get laps? Yep, not far off. And that gap coming down a little, so Mick pushing hard on this last lap. I think you're seeing the gap coming down from the Welshie as well. The Welshie, yeah, that's nearly how that came out. Everyone will be getting ready to leave in lobby 2 very shortly. seconds. Where is Speed Hunter now? He's in the final sector, really, before the long back straight. Well, the final time that gap gone up quite a bit. Has Mick had a problem? Yes, he has. What has happened there? Have we got full engine damage? No, but we do have air rear and fuel flashing greatly, but the fuel will be enough. But oh dear. But Randy Moore's had a moment as well, because he's dropped right back. 37 seconds. And Speed Hunter is in the pits. As soon as his car comes to a halt, the driver in the next lobby can leave. When we've seen the first few come in, we will switch to the second lobby. So I will start a new stream. And the Welsh Great is in. In second place. Great job, Welshie. What a recovery. And Mick is in as well. Oh, bad last lap, Mick there. Unlucky. Randy made a little bit of time back with 28 seconds as he enters the pits. Speedy just about coming up to the pit entry as well. And Mr. T made a bit of time up on that last lap as well. Just said as well, too many times close together. And we will wait. So these guys, so Randy, Kiki will be out. Speedy will hand over to, I believe, Nick. And Mr. T hopefully handing over. Last time they had lobby issues, so come on, let's hope this all goes well. The race on will be handing over to possibly SRT 302. I don't know. This is just a guess. Right, dudes, I will close this lobby here and I will open lobby 2 as quick as I can, and I'll see you on the other side.